Hello. Welcome to Season 2 of the Nerdy Folks Podcast, where conversations about nerdy things inspire greater faith in Jesus. My name is Matthew Seifel Anderson. I'm host of the show and chaplain to the nerd community. Today we're talking about the friendships in Captain America: Brave New World and how they remind us of the friend who sticks closer than a brother. I'll also share my opinion and thoughts about Captain America: Brave New World, and we'll get some of your thoughts. Some folks online were having some conversations with me in some different Facebook groups and in the Nerdy Folks Facebook group as well, of course. Got to include that. And so we'll get to your opinions as well. But first, let's have a little news break. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man recently released. That was back in January on the 29th. Of course, that's animated. Don't get too excited if you're a huge fan. You're like, what? There's a new Spider-Man movie? Nope. Animated show on Disney+. And there is a whole slew of MCU stuff coming to theaters and to Disney+. Thunderbolts is coming on May 2nd, which I'm super excited. That's the one I'm the most excited for. Ironheart is coming to Disney Plus on June 25th. That looks interesting. I'm intrigued by that one. Fantastic Four, July 25th. I think it has potential to be the best Fantastic Four so far, but we'll see. Eyes of Wakanda, August 6th. This is another animated show. It's a 6-episode miniseries on Disney Plus. Here's one that's really fun. Marvel Zombies. That's coming out October 3rd. It's an animated spin-off of a What If episode, and that episode was titled What If Zombies. If you're not familiar with What If, that's an animated show on Disney Plus that simply asks the question, what if? And you fill in the blank. So it's like imagine the Marvel Universe was like a choose-your-own-adventure, and things took a different turn. What might have happened? Some of those episodes are really fun. I've only seen the first season. I believe there are 3 seasons either out or 3 seasons planned. There might be one more season coming. I'm not really sure. But anyway, there was an episode in season 1 titled What If Zombies, and it was super popular, and they're making a little miniseries out of it. So that'll be fun. That'll be the Marvel Halloween content. Well, speaking of content, let's get into our feature content, which is Captain America: Brave New World. In our very own Nerdy Folks podcast Facebook group, Ethan Palmer says, loved it. I liked how the villain wasn't the focal point of the plot. It was more about character, political intrigue, and investigation. I feel like they tried to do that with Civil War, but it wasn't as impactful, in my opinion. So thanks, Ethan, for sharing. Oh, and FYI, if you share something in the Nerdy Folks Podcast Facebook group, I won't generally say who you are on the show. So don't be afraid to comment. I will not share who you are. I just know Ethan well, and he's been a collaborator and a co-host, and hopefully a future co-host. So I felt a little more liberty to share who was commenting in this case. So thanks so much, Ethan. I also got a lot of responses in the online group Christian Geeks Assemble. Yes, that's another online Facebook group. A lot of people commented on my post asking for thoughts and opinions about Captain America 4. So here are just a few of them to summarize. Not good, boring, bad acting, etc. Harrison Ford was fantastic, though. I genuinely enjoyed it. It's not my favorite Marvel movie, which was Endgame, or Cap movie, Winter Soldier, but it was good. I hope Sam gets a trilogy. It wasn't as bad as I thought going in. Waiting to watch it on Disney+. So, as it is with most of these things, if you go in with an open mind and if you go in with the attitude that says, I'm going to try to enjoy this, you probably will enjoy it, even if it's not your favorite. So go check it out. I thought that the friendships in Captain America: Brave New World were really special, and those performances and those scenes that showed the friendship that these characters had, those are the ones that really stuck with me, and they made me think of this verse in John 15. This is my commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. Greater love is no one than this, that a person will lay down his life for his friends. And think about this, the divine, God Almighty, chose to reveal himself to us as a friend or as a potential friend. I think that just speaks volumes, and man, that can just fill your heart right up. And in true Captain America style, you see the trio of Sam, Jacqueline, and Isaac. Those guys, they had each other's back. They loved each other. They wanted the best for one another. They were willing to take the fall for each other. They were willing to go to bat for each other. And just a great picture of friendship. And those were the scenes that really, really got me. My favorite scene in the whole movie was the scene where Isaac breaks down crying and he's like, I can't go back inside. And you could just see the pain in his face. The reason that scene hit so hard is because they had built it up. They had built up the camaraderie, the friendship, the love, the brotherhood between those guys. And then, when things hit the fan and it went badly for them, it was gut wrenching. It was an awesome scene. Overall, what do I think about this movie? I'm going to give a few of my thoughts. I thought it was an easygoing action flick. It was fun. It was colorful. Definitely not the strongest entry into the MCU. And I do have to tell a little side story, though, before I give you my gripes. Funny thing, I moved to a new community this past summer. And so this was my first time going to one of the local theaters. There are like 3 theaters not too far from my house. I chose the closest one. I go there, and this place is awesome, and it's awesomely old school. And I walked into the bathroom, and the whole bathroom was bright pink. And yes, I made sure I didn't go into the wrong bathroom. I was in the men's room, bright pink tile. It was spectacular, and it really brought me back because the last house I lived in had a bright pink bathroom. Like there was pink tile, and I was like, whoa, this is bringing me back. It was just a funny little experience. So anyway, so let me give you my gripes. I thought the plot ideas were great in this movie, but the execution was a little predictable. My second big gripe is that the stakes didn't quite seem high enough, and I think that's partly because the trailer gave away some key things. For example, when Thaddeus Ross is fighting to not turn into the Hulk on the Navy destroyer, I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, the trailer has shown me that he's going to turn into Red Hulk in the Rose Garden or by the White House. So I know he's not going to turn into the Hulk here. So I just was sort of set up to not take that whole thing seriously. And that was like the leader's big mastermind thing that he had been working towards. And I just didn't believe it would actually happen. Similarly, when they blew Jacqueline out of the sky, I'm like, well, they're setting him up to be an important character later, so they're not going to seriously harm him, so that's not a big deal. I just never really believed that anything bad would happen. And finally, my third gripe is that I think they made Sam overpowered. He's supposed to be a regular guy, and I think that can be a really cool thing that shows off someone's heroism when he goes into dangerous situations and truly can be hurt or truly isn't super powerful. But, he's flying with his jetpack and just bouncing missiles off his vibranium shield. And I get vibranium's pretty powerful and he has a jetpack on, but he's just a normal guy. And so a lot of the action sequences, I just was like, I can't buy into this very well. And, he's throwing the shield and doing like the crazy angles where it's bouncing all over and then coming back to him kind of magically. It's like, yeah, maybe it's because of the magnet on his arm, but that was a little believable with Captain America because he has superhuman strength. He can throw the shield super hard and maybe superhuman cognition to judge the angles and stuff. But I think it would have made a better movie if they had made him a more vulnerable character who maybe needed to depend on his team better, or if they had given him an upgraded suit, like an Iron Man level suit, right? Like if he had that to augment his strength and stuff, I think that would have been better. But those are just picky details. And overall, it was a super fun movie. I love Sam Wilson as Captain America. I think he's got the personality, he's got the persona, he's got the good guy, image, and he's extremely likable. So I can't wait to see him put together the Avengers and for them to have chemistry between characters like him and other characters that are really different, like they did with the original Avengers. I think it's going to be fantastic. So overall, solid entry. Looking forward to more, and looking forward to Thunderbolt, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Doomsday, all the other fun stuff that's coming up in the MCU. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the show if you haven't already. If you want to support the show, you can click one of the links in the description to send us a little support. We really appreciate it. And until next time, love you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.